the CSL Dallas music team for setting the stage for today. And welcome to CSL Dallas, a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits all around the world. You are invited to explore or dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. And this month, we are right here, right now, and creating our 2025. So let's get together and kick it off right with our CSL Dallas music team and band.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. What a great way to start this celebration. How about that band? That is some people singing along, people grooving and bouncing. Great way to start the morning. Welcome to CSL Dallas. Great to have you here in the sanctuary with us. It's great to have you streaming live with us, those of you online. Thank you for being here with us. If you are new to us, joining us here for the first time, we really, really want to welcome you from whatever path, whatever background, from wherever you come. You know you are welcome here. Join us, if you will, in making our affirmation this morning of who we are at CSL Dallas, because we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. Awesome. Hey, new people, we'd love to stay in touch. You got a little card in a gift bag that you got for coming here today. Please fill that out, and you can turn it in later when we have a collection, or you can find one at one of the rear tables. If you are not signed up, please do that. Even if you've been here a few times, if you're not receiving weekly emails and texts and updates and references to upcoming workshops and events, then fill out that Connect card, and we will help you stay in the groove with your spiritual living. All right, first of all, Reverend Petra has a thank you, and I'm going to call her to the podium right now. Yes. Welcome up here, Reverend Dr. Petra Wells.
Yes, yes, okay. We'd like for you to notice our new railing. Right, our new railing. Randy Craig, are you in the room? Randy Craig. Well, Randy Craig made this fabulous railing and hung it up over the holidays. He was our holiday elf, and we are so enormously grateful. Randy does a lot of special projects. He also helped make sure that our double doors over there get closed so that when we sublease that space over there, I know you're all doing your treatment for that, to see that sublease. Then they have their own space. And so, but our railing is an amazing addition, so we want to make a huge thank you to Randy Craig.
Great, thank you, Randy. Today there is an incredible workshop led by Dr. Petra Wells, and she's inviting you to join her as we prepare to move into 2025. So, rather than waiting for things to happen, you can develop a powerful intention to create the life that you want to express and the fulfillment that you want to experience. You are here for a purpose, and that purpose is to be you. This workshop will help you experience deep meditation, discover the creative process within, align your intention with your soul's desire, create a joyous vision for 2025, and commit to your first steps. If you're ready to create 2025 in alignment with your purpose, your values, your inner truth, and your joyous self-expression, then let's get started. Head over to the website and register for this powerful online and in-person workshop starting at 1 p.m. So y'all online, is this a dual event, Dr. Petra? Can we? Yeah, online. And so we have online and in-person attendance. And you can register today with Carmen or Willene right here on campus. Show up, be there after celebration today. All right, also, Wednesday meditation and metaphysical conversation is back on again. So we're back on schedule for Wednesday nights. This Wednesday, we start back up, continuing one of our most popular free events. Dr. Petra is there. You get your weekly, midweek fix of spiritual practice. Be here in person on Wednesdays. Now, let's settle into the morning with our music team, Candy, Glenda, and Val, and our music team on the keyboards, Rowan. Hi, Rowan. Welcome to CSL Dallas. And Jonathan and Matt, our usual rhythm section. Oh, and we'll also then do some centering with our practitioner, Christine Volkmer. Thank you.
May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever and ever. I pray. May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word tongue sing your name forever and ever I pray. May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever I pray. May I hear your song, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever I pray. Holy, so holy, I surrender to your sacred way.
So go within and feel that quiet place. And just let it all go. Whatever came in this morning, whatever's been on your mind, your heart, just surrender. Breathing into that space, listening deeply, and you will hear your name. That presence which delighted in springing you out of all possibility, all life, all that is, into this adventure. And it has your name on it. Listen deeply and hear that song that sung you into creation, sung you into being, and you are here right on time. For Spirit has such need of expression that you came into being. And it is good. And everything that's needed for the journey is already there in the quiet. Lay it down, surrender, and know that you are loved and you are free. There's absolutely nothing you need to do to earn it, deserve it. It is already there. And your being said yes. And your first job as that being is to take care of that being that has your name on it. To love. And that's it. Surrender, quiet. May I hear your song, for it is needed. We celebrate that and celebrate our time together, singing the song of the life that you have come here to live, of the purpose of being you. And so we allow it to be grateful, loved, and supported. And so it is.
So holy, glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever I pray. May I hear your song. Glimpse the divine. May my heart know your word and my tongue sing your name forever and ever I pray. May I hear your song. May I hear your song. May I hear your song. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the might of God within me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the might of God within me. Everything that I need to release about what lies before me. Everything that I need to release about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the might of God within me. Everything that I need to accept about what lies before me. Everything that I need to accept about what lies before me is available to me. It's available to me through the might of God within me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the might of God within me. Through the might of God within me. Through the might of God within me.
Yay. All right. Well, we always have lovely opportunities for special moments and special acknowledgments and special recognitions. So we don't get to do this very often, but when you've been a practitioner for 20 years, you get to become a practitioner emeritus. This means you no longer have to prove that you're a good practitioner. You no longer have to show that people that you do your spiritual work with are having demonstrations. You no longer have to demonstrate the consciousness which you are demonstrating all the time anyway. And so we have had the honor and privilege of having two practitioner emerituses up to this point. Susan Riggs, who has passed on, Sandra Francis, who is in the room, and our newest practitioner emeritus. Would you come up here? Bert Hedden. I'm going to make you come all the way into the middle. All right, so thank you. We have some things to say about this man. So the first thing I want to let you know is that Cindy did leave us a video that she made on the airplane at the airport to wish you well and to say thank you and to acknowledge you. Unfortunately, it just wasn't a good enough video to be able to say, but she did make a big effort, and we want you to know that. Cindy Thomas arrived here at CSL Dallas 20 years ago with Bert, and has been his partner for that period of time and supported this extraordinary adventure as a practitioner. Bert Hedden, as you may not know, has been part of this community, actually started being part of this community in the 70s, along with Linda Matthews and Sandy Stem, our longest members, times of being a part of CSL Dallas. It was not CSL Dallas at that point. Bert took a little hiatus after some fabulously not so wonderful things happened, and somewhere along the line showed back up at our Alpha Road time, and I got to know Bert while we were on Alpha Road. So Bert, for the first 15 years of my ministry here, or almost 20 years of my ministry here, was one of my go-to people. I don't know what's going on. What should I do? I don't know how to organize this. What are we going to do? What about this infrastructure thing we need? Wait a minute, you're a business person. Tell me about. And we had endless lunches at Remington's and other places, endless lunches, where Bert heard my heart and supported our dreams and visions with his generosity, with his knowledge and wisdom. And I remember when he said to me, you know, I'm selling my business, and I'm going to devote my life now to my spiritual work. And he did that, got out of the business world, and dove in with heart and soul and consciousness, and became a practitioner and offered his services and his love to so many people over the years. He also is the advent of a number of our practitioners who are currently serving, finding CSL Dallas, Christine and Sherry and others. It's all your fault.
I take that blame willingly. You can blame me for those things.
Yes. There have been times when I've cried on Bert's shoulder, when I've asked for him to support me. There are times when he taught us how to make good plans, how to build programs that would actually have measurable outcomes. And unbeknownst to Reverend Karen, he was the job interview that she didn't know she was doing. When I asked for her to come and check out CSL Dallas, and, you know, oh, by the way, just have lunch with me and Bert, no big deal. She told me afterwards, all of a sudden, she realized she was in a job interview. But that's what I've always counted on Bert for. His consciousness, his acumen, the incredible balance between worldly wisdom and spiritual trust. You have been such a guide for me personally and for so many people. You deserve this practitioner emeritus in so many ways. Now, we do have a little card for you.
Okay.
We don't have any tchotchkes for you. I know you don't need any. We have no sweets for you because I know you don't need any. What we do have is a flip chart out there, and I would love for those of you who have history with Bert, who know Bert, I would love for you to write a note, say thank you. He can take them all home, he can read them, and then you can burn them in the fireplace. You don't have to have any more tchotchkes, I know that. But from our heart to yours, please stand.
1, 2. And we are grateful, grateful for all you do and all you give and everything you are. And we are grateful, grateful for all you do and all you give and everything you are.
And this is for you. And thank you. We're going to let everybody say hello to you and thank you to you after the celebration.
Okay.
We love you so much.
You know you aren't going to get me off without me saying.
Oh, okay.
You know a man who never walks away from a chance to get in front of a microphone? You know, they said it couldn't be done. I was 61 years old when I became a practitioner, and it takes 20 years, so the odds were against me. But I made it. And over that time, it has been my extreme pleasure to serve and to work with some of the most incredible practitioners, spiritual people, ministers that you can imagine. So many of our practitioners have gone on to become ministers in their own light. But you know what's funny? When any of us get together and talk sometime during the course of the conversation, somebody is going to say something along the lines of, Petra told us. You see, we all bear that same curse, stroke, whatever it is, of trained by Petra. It's not that she has her own separate philosophy or her own separate religion. She has her own way of helping you think, of making you think, of helping you live your life from a spiritual point of view. And you have brought that to all of your progeny, shall we say. Good, bad, and indifferent. I look around and I see a number of familiar faces, and yet because I have been, more importantly, I see people I don't know.
Yes.
Most importantly, I see people I don't know, people who are, relatively speaking to you, people who have stepped up and are ready to take on the leadership role for this congregation. And it is you I particularly want to thank. I want to thank. Finally, I would like to say that, you know, I felt like somebody with 20 years of practitioner experience ought to have some wisdom. I ought to leave with some words of wisdom. So I had all kinds of thoughts. First, I was going to quote a stanza from a 19th century poem, Thanatopsis, which is incredible, but nah. And then I thought about the song, The Gambler. Know when to hold 'em, wouldn't know when to fold 'em. And then I thought about the song, the Guy Clark song, The Cape. Close your eyes and spread your arms and always trust your cape. Always trust your cape. But finally this morning I realized I had a perhaps more simple message. This is my younger son, Todd, sitting here with all the curls. He has an older brother named Sean. And Sean did a 7 or 8 year bachelor's program as an undergraduate. But when Sean was sometime in college, I shared with him a quotation from, there are always some Zen Buddhist, but a quotation that was along the lines of, when you're walking, just walk. When you are sitting, just sit. Whatever you do, don't wobble. And over the years, Sean and I simplified that to wobble not. So it is that word of wisdom, those 2 words of wisdom that I leave you with today. Whatever you do, wobble not. I love you all.
We love you.
Thank you,
Thank
Randy.
you. Oh, yes, right? Thank you, Randy Craig, just in time.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I'll watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I will ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Whoopsie. Here, I just threw it on the floor. Thank you, Candy and band. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite songs ever, 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 ever. I love it so much. Thank you. Yes, what a wonderful world. Despite the stuff, right? The mess. Despite the mess or the things we don't like or the what have you. Because we can spend a lot of time looking at all that stuff and say, wow, the world is not so wonderful. Or we always have a choice. We always have a choice. How are we going to look at it? What's the story we're going to tell? How are we going to think about it? Where are we going to place our attention? And that opportunity, that choice, right here in the moment. Right in the moment, we have that choice. So, as you know, for those of you who were part of our Burning Bowl, our theme for the year, right here, right now, create. Not sometime in the future, not when things are better, not when the world has changed or the economy is better or the job has changed or the new relationship. No. Right here, right now, create. Create a life. Create a life of meaning, create a life of purpose, create a life of alignment with the purpose that is the truth of our being. Right here, right now, create. Create in the moment the way in which you want to show up, who you choose to be, how you choose to speak, respond, act, what you decide. Everything that we explore this year, all the practices and programs are all designed to provide us with the tools, the inspiration, and the opportunities to create right here, right now. For those of you who were at the Burning Bowl, you'll remember we started out with this idea that we are made in the image and likeness of the One. Right? We can call it God as long as we don't have an old idea of God as being some guy in the sky. Right? So we don't say we're made in the image and likeness of God. We say we're made in the image and likeness of the divine reality, the infinite oneness. And what is that nature? To create. To create so that that life can be expressed. And in the expression, it can be experienced and enjoyed. But in expression and enjoyment both start with creation. We are made in the image and likeness of that. It is our fundamental sense, it's our fundamental, what should we say, gift, quality. There's a lot of conversation how, we're just animals that have evolved. We have, what makes us a human being? What makes us different? And they said tool making, but they discovered animals use tools and being embarrassed and crying and laughing and all of these things. And there are animals who do each one of those things. But the ability to create something out of nothing, that's the spiritual part of us. That's the spirit of the spirit human that we are. To actively engage in creation. Now, we can create things that are destructive, and we can create things that are life-giving, and we create things that are expressions of beauty and joy, and we create things that are expressions of hate and anger and harm. All out of our ability to create. We can't do anything about the creations that we like or don't like until we recognize that to create is fundamental to our nature, to the nature of our beingness. So, how do we create? How do we do that? Ernest Holmes reminds us, our thought of anything creates a spiritual prototype of that thing. We've also heard it called a mental equivalent. But you think of a spiritual prototype as a seed. It's like a seed. Within this prototype, there is a law of growth which ever tends to produce the desired result. This is what we call the law of cause and effect. That which we pay attention to, that which we give voice to, word to, that which we obsess about, that which we think about, that which we feel anxious about, that which we spend all of our time and mental energy on, all of that is under the rubric, the thought. The thought of anything creates a spiritual prototype of that thing. And within this prototype is the law of growth, just like a seed. I actually don't know how that works in a seed. Somehow it's put in the soil and it magically knows to put out roots. There's an animating principle and an intelligence in the seed that knows how to become the kind of seed it is, a sequoia tree or a violet. Each seed knows, has that intelligence, and the law of growth is the outpicturing of that. That's happening for us all the time. Do you see? You don't turn it on as a farmer or a gardener. You don't turn on the law of growth and say, okay, I'm turning on the law of growth. Please work when I plant these seeds. Do you see? It's always working. The law of growth is always present. And that's what we use when we plant. The same thing is true for us, because the same thing is true for the infinite life itself. This is forever going on. Louise Hay shortens this to a nice pithy statement. Every thought we think is creating our future. Amen. Every thought we think is creating our future. Thank you, Linda. That's right. And so the question is, are we creating a future that is the future that we are desiring, that we want to live in, that is in alignment with our soul and our heart and our being? So as we talk about creation, I want to over remind us again, this is not about being artistic. This is not about creating poetry or creating sculptures or painting, although we can explore that and love that as an expression, whether we are good at it or not. But this is about the art of living, the art of creating the life that we want to experience. So as many of you know, for years I've said, ooh, I love to travel. And I've told others of you, I'm not really good at buying clothes in the U.S. Staples, great. But most of my clothes and my jewelry I buy elsewhere. So you've been seeing some lovely things from Egypt over the last couple of weeks. And a number of people have come up and said, oh, I love your outfit. You must have bought it in Egypt. Well, I bought my beautiful Horus gold piece for many, many dollars. It was not inexpensive, but I have this beautiful gold bracelet I got from my mother, and I've been wearing costume jewelry with it. Really? Are you serious? Right? And Karen is always so great. She's like, no, you should get that. I fell in love with Horus in Egypt, so I got gold Horus and I got gold earrings to wear with my gold bracelet from my mother because it felt right. But this beautiful thing that everybody has asked me I bought in Egypt, I bought for $12.50 at the local thrift store. I know, right? It doesn't matter. Do you see? It doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter where it was bought. It doesn't really matter if it is expressing who I am. This is true about our lives. There's no measurement that says, well, if everything is going to, you're going to buy gold jewelry, then everything you wear has to be expensive too. No, it doesn't. Do you see? We're creating our life. Not somebody else's life, not your mother's life, your father's life, your family's life, not the life they're trying to sell you through advertising. Your life. However you put that together. Because it is the expression of your being, your life, right here, right now, creating that life. And we're doing it constantly. We're constantly thinking our future into being. Now, over this past year, we've had an extraordinary experience of that here at CSL Dallas, haven't we? We had a moment in November a year ago, right, a whole year ago, where the core council went, yeah, we're spending too much money on our space. We have to do something about it. There were tears, sadness. Oh my God, it's so awful. Lots of, we need the Velcro on the forehead. Oh, right? And we had a very powerful conversation at our annual meeting. All the feelings were on the table, right? We got to feel the feels, have the experience, and we began collectively thinking our future into being. And every person who had the challenge, so much gratitude for the work that we've all did together to not get stuck in the story of what's not working, but to speak the story into being of our right sizing and the springboard that is or will be for us as we spoke about it all year. And I cannot tell you how many people in the last 2 months have said how alive CSL Dallas feels, how much energy there is, how lovely it is to see our spaces filled, how we love having you online with us, all of the activities that are beginning to bloom again, new people, as Bert so beautifully said, taking up and participating, getting involved, signing up for things, being a volunteer, all of that. We spoke that into being. We thought it into being, and we did the hard work of feeling our feelings, naming them, and then saying what is the spiritual truth that we choose. And we have created the future that we are in now, which could have been very different, right? How many times have we gotten caught in the, oh my God, and the ain't it awful, and this is never going to work. And sure enough, that's what then plays out. So this is not just a nice thing that we talk about. This is something that we use in our lives to create a life. It includes individual manifestations of things and experiences and opportunities along the way, but it is the overarching creation of the experience of our life that we want to have. So Abraham Lincoln, I love this. It's also attributed to Peter Drucker, but it actually is older. It goes to Abraham Lincoln. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Right? We want, and we do divination, and we listen to what other people are going to say and how it's all going to play out. Nobody really knows anyway, right? Unless you are willing to speak it into being. And we create we can only predict the future when we create it. And not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Continue to create the future that you seek to experience. Ernest Holmes says it this way: the power of choice with which we have been endowed is either our greatest blessing or our greatest curse. We are free to choose anything which we wish, but we must accept the responsibility for our choices, because inexorable law will create our experiences according to our choices. over and over and over again. We need to be reminded of this, that it is our choice what we focus on, what we think about, what we talk about, what we engage in, where we attend with our energy, how our energy becomes sucked into things outside of ourselves, all of which is history. Everything that you see that's happening around us in your life or in the life around is history. It is based on what people have thought in the past over the last weeks and months and years. When we make choices about where we're focusing and what we're doing, do you see we are predicting the future by creating something that isn't guided solely by what's going on in the world. Right? Master Teacher reminded us, judge not by appearances. Judge not by appearances, but decide. Now, I have lots of history in my own personal life about making the power of choice and making messes. Ooh. Lots of history. You do not have to raise your hand, but I'm thinking that you do too, right? Choosing inappropriate partners, choosing inappropriate behaviors, choosing inappropriate ways of eating or drinking or behaving at work, choosing inappropriate jobs, choosing things that we hate, but we feel like we need to do anyway, over and over and over again. And this is when we hear ourselves say, wait, this is the third job and I'm having exactly the same experience, right? This is the fourth relationship and I'm having exactly the same experience. Oh, who is the common denominator? Damn, wait. There must be something I'm choosing. But do you see, remember, let's go back. Every thought we think is creating our future. It is a spiritual prototype. We don't always realize we're choosing it. We can have unconscious choices based on what we're thinking about, the spiritual prototype that we're putting into play. And sometimes it's out of our trauma, it's out of our history, but sometimes it's just, this is the way the world works. And we don't realize how deeply we've accepted it. So we just are right along where everybody else is, right? We have accidents and we get sick or we whatever feel like we're impacted by the economy or all of these kinds of things. Not because we're consciously choosing it, but because we are unconsciously allowing and accepting it, which becomes the choice that's being played out. The best way to predict our future is to create it. That's when our choices become conscious. When we take responsibility for what we are paying attention to, what we are creating through our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, our activities, and all of that together, then we are creating our future consciously. And then we're taking responsibility for it too, right? Does it happen overnight? Not necessarily. There might be feelings that have to be processed, thoughts that have to be worked through. We might have to stop and go, what do I have to take responsibility for? How am I going to speak this new story into being? What do I need to do to believe this new story so that I can release the old choices? All of that, do you see, all of that's our spiritual work. That's why we come together in community, in classes, in workshops. That's why we do all the things that we do together, is to learn how to practice those things. Ernest Holmes says this, God could not, I better put it up here. It's a little small for me. Let me put it up right here so I can actually read it to you. You can read it for yourself. God could not create us with the gift of free choice without making us able to think. And we cannot think without bringing upon ourselves the result of our thinking. Universal mind has no choice but to create through law that is given to it. This whole problem of free will, lots of people will try to dissuade you of the fact, you're just a product of your childhood, your trauma. It's just the chemical soup that your brain is letting go of, that is flooding your body. All of which is true when we are living unconsciously or on autopilot. It is the spiritual work that allows us to see, wait, I'm not the anxiety that's running my body. I'm not the fear that's running my mind. I'm not those things. I'm actually the infinite, making itself known as an individual, expressing the life that I have come here to express. That's the work, right? Nobody said it was going to be easy. It's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. That's the discipline of it. I hate that word. I hated that word for years. Oh my God, discipline. I want to feel free. I only want to do what I feel. Oh my God, do you know how much our feelings are lying to us? Oh, yes. Karen and I just went through this. We just had this little thing the other day. I was like, oh my God, this is my childhood family. And you know what? Karen is not that person. She's neither my father nor my sister. Do you see? I can at that moment go, wait, I am not a child. I'm not 4, not 6. She's not that person. And in that instant, we have the opportunity to draw ourselves out of it. Do you see? If we couldn't do that, we would be forever stuck. History would forever repeat itself. We would never progress. We would never get anywhere. And we know that that is not true. The creation act is not the constant, oh, I have to heal this thing. And then, of course, we're spending all our time focusing on it. But is to actually create what it is we choose to experience, which means in the moment, waking up, owning, taking responsibility, apologizing, finding that common ground, talking about it and going, oh, I love you so much. It's so great that we can have this conversation. Do you see? That's how that works. It's not to deny the human triggered or experience, but to not become it. That's our free will. That's our ability to say, no, this is the truth. This is the experience, the soup, but this is the truth. And I choose to stand in the truth. And of course, the more we do that, the more we begin to create out of the truth, as opposed to unconsciously choosing and creating out of the old. That's what we're doing. The Buddha said it this way: what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. I think the other thing why I'm enamored with this particular topic is because this is how I've framed it. These words are all somewhat interchangeable, and I don't want to get into a big semantic argument, or a convoluted thing. But here's what I was thinking about as I was really exploring this whole theme for this year and this theme for this month. When I think about I want to manifest something, it is inevitably something that I have that comes out of a specific in my life. And it is often, I would say 90% of the time, maybe even 98% of the time, something I've seen before. I want to create more money. I want to create a certain kind of job. I want to create a certain car. I want to create a home. I want to manifest. I want to manifest. I want to manifest. And do you see, it as I explored this and I thought about this, there's a tie with something that is recognizable to me. But when I think about the life that I have wanted to create over the years, it's brand new. It's something I have to imagine. I remember when I said at 19 years old, oh, no, I'm going to be a minister. And they said, no, go have a life. I said, no, you don't understand. I'm going to be a minister. No, go have a life. I had to start a ministerial program so that I could become a minister at 20. I could enter the program at 20. And I didn't know anything about the ministerial program. I just found some people who did. And I imagined myself doing that. I had no idea what I was getting into. No idea what I was getting into. What I imagined was work that would use every part of me. Not a form, not a box, and not anything I had seen before. But work that would use all of me. My heart, my mind, my creativity, my love for architecture, my willingness to do PR and advertising, my desire to help people grow, my willingness to learn how to speak in front of people, my recognition that I like telling people what to do. So clearly I'm not so keen on having other people tell me what to do. Yeah, working for somebody else, not so much. But you see, at 19, I had no history. I had to imagine it. And I didn't imagine it in a form. I imagined it in an experience, a feeling, qualities, ways of being. Do you see? That's what we're talking about, creating a life. And the forms may come and go. We may play with specifics. We may manifest this and go, yeah, that's good. Manifest this. Manifest something else. Ooh, that's clearly a part of it. Do you see? The manifestation then becomes the playground, the sandbox in which we are creating this overarching expression. That's the other thing. Oftentimes, I notice I manifest things because I want them or need them. And so I'm manifesting something out here so that I can have it. It's not a bad thing. We all get to do that. We get to have what we want. We need stuff. As long as we're not getting overly run by the economic engine of advertising, it's great. Yes, of course. But when I'm creating, it's about what's being expressed, what's being designed, what's being built, what is going to come into being. And it is our imagination that unlocks that. It is our imagination. And remember, again, imagination doesn't have to be visual. Not all of us are visual people. It can be kinesthetic. It can be lots of ways. We can imagine how it feels. We can get little snatches of pieces of it and begin to allow that to grow in our consciousness. That becomes the spiritual prototype. Do you see? Right here, right now, that becomes the spiritual prototype. Without censoring, editing, or well, that's never going to happen. Oh, that's so hard. Oh, I don't want to do it. It's going to take so long. It's a lot of work. Yeah. Life is actually work, and sometimes it is hard, but it doesn't have to be any harder by making it a struggle. What makes it a struggle is our resistance. That's it. That's the only thing that makes it a struggle, is our resistance. If we just let it be what it is and keep creating, asking ourselves. So I ask myself, if what I think about I become, I ask myself, what am I thinking about? What am I paying attention to? What am I feeding my mind? If I ask myself, if what I feel is what I'm attracting, what am I feeling? What am I walking around? Am I walking around with overwhelm and resentment and anxiety and frustration and resistance and all of these things, which I have been known to do? Or am I walking around working to feel centered? To feel my trust in the universe, to feel that we're supported, to feel that the things we say are true really are true, and we can lean into them and trust them. when we feel relaxed, we attract the flow. Do you see? And therefore, if I want to create, I have to imagine. Begin imagining, beginning playing with possibilities. Begin allowing your mind to wander, your heart to expand, the experience. And don't get me wrong, you might already have created the life of your dreams. So just imagine it continuing to unfold. Imagine aspects of it becoming more expressed. Imagine maybe parts of you that haven't yet been expressed being expressed. It's not always about going into the past and finding a hidden belief or looking to what needs to be fixed. When you stand in front of a canvas and are going to paint a new picture, you begin with an open slate. Creating is from this moment forward into the future, creating that future as we bring it into being. So for me, right, this idea of free will and choices and what I'm paying attention to, what I really noticed for myself is I had to stop thinking small. I had to stop spending time on my unworthiness. We already know that we all feel unworthy, okay? So could we just move on? Okay, and we intellectually know that it's a lie. What we have to do is create a life that proves to us that it's a lie, which means we have to imagine living our life without being run by that. I could remember sitting on the stool over there in Pankey Hall, having this revelation in the middle of the Science of Mind class. Oh my God, I'm a pretty good catch. That was an amazing revelation for me, right? Oh my God. Do you see? And it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm the best thing in sliced bread, blah, blah, blah. But it's that shift. It's that inner shift. No longer trying to fix the old and worrying about all that. I mean, we already know it. We've all been traumatized. You've all been in enough therapy. You can list the, top 5 things that are standing in your way. Let's just get over it. And that means start creating something different. Imagine your life without those things. Right? That's what it means to stand in our spiritual identity, because our spiritual identity doesn't have any of those things. It doesn't. So there is that deep aspect of you that is already whole, perfect, and complete. That's what it means. Not outwardly. You might have an imperfect outward expression, but inwardly that's true. And everything outwardly has to come into alignment with that, regardless of what it looks like, or feels like, or seems like. I remember 10 years ago now, almost 15 years ago, talking to Jim Kramer, the owner of Spirit Tours. We were his best customers, CSLDallas. I loved traveling with him, making these amazing moments and experiences in the traveling. And I remember saying to him, someday you're going to get tired of doing this. So when you're ready to sell it, I'm ready to buy it. So in 2022, he came to Karen and I. Karen was very much in alignment with that. She'd traveled with us and traveled with him and done all this traveling. And he was like, okay, after the pandemic, I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm ready to sell it. And sure enough, we bought it. And then we looked at each other and we went, holy shit, what did we do? How is this going to work? Right? But if we sit in our smallness, and if Karen goes, oh, I don't know how to do this, nothing is going to happen. It is imagining the possibility, imagining what it could look like, imagining what it could feel like, right? And it's exploded into this amazing expression that is really a gift. Karen has developed a whole new ministry through this. And it's an amazing thing to watch. And I think, as we said in our Science of Mind class this morning, if she can do it, so can you. So can I. Do you see? We get inspiration from each other's stories, and we experience out-of-the-box living, out-of-the-box thinking, so that we'll move beyond it. So Spirit Tours CSL Dallas has a Spirit Tour to Uganda this year in May. We've had some people not be able to come to it. We have some spaces. Uganda is considered the gem of Africa. It has beautiful, all the big 5 animals, beautiful safaris. We'll end up with the gorillas in the windy, impenetrable forest, and we will be studying the evolution of consciousness. So I really invite you to take one of those last spots. In addition, I'm getting to go on a trip to Damanhur. There is an open trip to Damanhur, which is considered the 8th wonder of the world. It is an underground temple dedicated to the earth. It's unbelievably beautiful. The people who have been operating it are vibrating at the highest spiritual level. And there are a few spaces. And if you want to have an extraordinary experience, do you see, these are the things that break us out. They break us out. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I could never do that. Oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Not so sure about that, right? Lots of people have been able to do that. Find these breakout moments. Imagine something new. Imagine something that you can create. So I want to close with this fabulous quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I have to find it here, which I really love. I found this quote when I was 12 years old, and it has guided me since then. What is success? Or we might say, what is a full, rich, creative life? To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life is breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Your life is a gift. Right here, right now, let's create something magnificent for 2025.
Thank you, Dr. Petra. Let's give her another hand. That was just awesome. And I love that she ended with an Emerson quote, because he would have written all for naught in my life had it not been for Bert. I took Emerson with Bert 15 years ago, and he taught me not only to be able to slug through it, but to love it. So I'm grateful for that to Bert. Let's ask our greeters to come forward with our offering baskets. Now, this is the time when we ask everyone to give exceedingly generously, because that which we give then feeds CSL Dallas and it returns to us blessed many times over. Let's say our abundance affirmation together, shall we? I know Spirit operates through me. Today I enter into a new set of prosperous circumstances. The good, which has no limit, flows through our center and community. We are thriving and prospering. We move joyously into 2025. And so it is. Thank you so much. There are many ways to give. Begin, please. Begin giving. Many ways to give. You can text give. There's PayPal, auto tithing. Save us a credit card fee if you can, and make that an auto deposit or an auto debit. And you can also put cash in the basket. And if you would like to have that acknowledged annually for tax purposes, make sure you put that cash in an envelope with your name, and we will track that for you. All right, here we go. Couple of things coming up. It's time to change your thinking, change your life. That's starting tomorrow. Now, this is a course that spiritual coach Carol Merlo will lead, this 5-week transformative online course titled Change Your Thinking, change your life. Starts tomorrow, January 6th from 7 to 9:30 Central Time. In this class, you will gain a real understanding of the basic metaphysical principles, many of which Dr. Petra was exploring today, which you apply then and enhance all aspects of your own life. Whether you're new to CSL Dallas or ready to get your spiritual journey back on track, this is the course for you. And by the way, if you've been talking to anyone on the nominating corps about elected leadership at CSL Dallas, this course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, does qualify as a level 1 course. It's a prerequisite to have a level 1 course prior to elected leadership. So keep that in mind. Get signed up and get fired up. Also, as we start the new year with our theme, right here, right now, create, we invite you to create with us. We have Sunday teams that allow you to easily be in community and empower you to practice the principles as we create a life that works for you and works for all of us. Our in-person Sunday teams include production, greeters, engagement, snacks, Joy Village, a number of things. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, we promise we have something for you. So come and check out what each team does. Sign up to try any one of them out and make your journey at CSL Dallas even better. We have a table after the celebration. Just follow through the double doors into Barong Lounge, and Faye will be there to answer any questions you have. Join us and help make the celebrations, the awesome celebrations they are, be an active part at CSL Dallas, and get involved today. And remember, be back here at 1 o'clock today for Dr. Petra's a workshop. You want to continue this awesome experience that you've had so far today, be here at 1 o'clock and start to create your awesome 2025. Every Sunday, our spiritual coaches are available for your spiritual support, either in person, located off Barong Lounge, so just seek direction through the double doors if you'd like to visit with a spiritual coach today, and online. There's a link being posted in the chat box, thank you, and we'll get you set up with a practitioner online. All right, we also have a new artist this month, Ida Alvarez. This is her first installation at CSL Dallas, so stop by the Artist Gallery in Barong Lounge and have the opportunity to enjoy Ida's art. All right, that's it for now. We love being in community with you. Please join me, stand as you are able, and let's join this fabulous music team in singing out today's celebration.